We got some breaking developments in the Epstein case that have the establishment in total meltdown tonight. I can smell the jet fuel from the private planes. Ghislaine Maxwell just finished her second meeting with the Justice Department, and what she handed over has some very powerful scrambling for their private jets. Yes, we're over 100 names, politicians, judges, princes, Hollywood elites, billionaires, 2 full days of testimony with Deputy AG Todd Blanche himself. The protection racket that kept those predators safe for decades is now collapsing in real time. Trump says he has the list and he's ready to release it. Congress is issuing subpoenas. The Clintons are freaking out. The panic is palpable, and what you're going to hear explains why some very famous people are suddenly lawyering up. So keep on watching. And while the elite protected their sick secret for decades, they also pushed healthy foods that secretly destroyed our strength. Most guys think low testosterone comes from aging, but the real culprit is something we eat daily, something they told us is good for us. This one food devastates testosterone. It drains energy and kills motivation. Just like we are exposing their lies about Epstein, Sculpt Nation exposes testosterone-killing food. Men who stopped eating it are building muscle, burning fat, and reclaiming. Don't let them keep you weak. Visit sculptnation.com and then to watch the video revealing this hidden truth about your diet. It's linked in the description. Okay, so check this out right now. This is huge. Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell, she's got a big old smile on her face, and it is for a reason. Holy cow. Let me just break this down. The Epstein firewall is cracking wide open. Ghislaine Maxwell just dropped a bombshell from behind bars. According to her attorney, she sat down for 2 full days of questioning with the DOJ by Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, and handed over information on 100 different people connected to Jeffrey Epstein. Yes, 100 names. Her lawyer, David Oscar Marcus, confirmed Maxwell was asked about every possible thing you could imagine, everything, and for the first time since her conviction, she talked, not in court, not in secret, with federal prosecutors. Why now? Well, the question is ricocheting through every power corridor from Manhattan to D.C. Maxwell is currently serving 20 years for federal sex trafficking and conspiracy, but she's also appealing her conviction and speculating that she's seeking clemency from President Trump. Trump did not deny it. When pressed earlier today, the 45th president said, "I haven't thought about it," but acknowledged he holds the power to grant her a pardon or commutation. This is not some tabloid tease. This is the first official cooperation between the U.S. government and the woman who stood at Epstein's side for decades. If Maxwell truly named 100 individuals, this could ignite a political earthquake. So who's on the list? Hollywood elites, royal figures, intelligence assets, billionaires, judges. And more urgently, what is the DOJ going to do with it now? Everything changes. Stay tuned. President Trump, check this out. Here's what he had to say as he was leaving for Turnberry, Scotland earlier today. President Trump says he is allowed to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. The only reason he didn't do it is if she exposed the only reason he would do it, that is, if she exposed the Epstein clients. Liberal Hollywood cannot be happy. Listen to this.
Would you consider a pardon commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell if
it's something I haven't thought about. It's really something
recommended.
It's something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
But you wouldn't rule it out, sir.
Why has the dollar?
Would you?
Okay, there's more. President Trump says he never went to Epstein's island.
About that, well, I don't want to talk about that. What I do want to say is that Todd is a great attorney, but you ought to be speaking about Larry Summers. You ought to be speaking about some of friends that are hedge fund guys. They're all over the place. You ought to be speaking about Bill Clinton, who went to the island 28 times. I never went to the island.
You maintain you did not write a letter for Jeffrey Epstein's birthday?
I don't even know what they're talking about. Now, somebody could have written a letter and used my name, but that's happened a lot. All you have to do is take a look at the dossier, the fake dossier. Everything's fake with that administration. Everything's fake with the Democrats. Take a look at what they just found about the dossier. Everything is fake. There are a bunch of people. Where did you see the people laying outside?
Right across the door.
So President Trump, you heard him. He just named names. Now here we have this breaking news. Ghislaine Maxwell was granted immunity. Did you hear that? Ghislaine Maxwell, we just dropped this 39 minutes ago, and she talked. In an unprecedented move, convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell was granted immunity by the Department of Justice, allowing her to speak freely during 2 secretive high-level interviews with the Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, sources confirm. Over 9 hours, Maxwell answered every question about 100 individuals connected to the Epstein network without holding back. This was not part of a plea deal. Her lawyer insists there have been no asks and no promises, but the reality is impossible to ignore. Maxwell initiated the meeting, she got immunity, and now Trump has clemency power. As you just saw, when asked if he'd pardon her, he said, I can't talk about that now. It's a very sensitive interview. But he acknowledged that Blanche is a great attorney and confirmed he holds the power to act. Now, sources say Blanche, Trump's top criminal defense lawyer, will reveal what he learned at the appropriate time. So what did she give him? Her lawyer said that Maxwell was asked about others who might have committed crimes against victims. When pressed about whether she fabricated to gain favor, her response was sharp. She wants to tell the truth. Meanwhile, survivors like Annie Farmer, who testified against Maxwell, are furious. It's very disappointing these things are happening behind closed doors. This all comes as pressure mounts on the DOJ to release the sealed Epstein files, according to the Wall Street Journal, reportedly named Donald Trump multiple times. Well, of course, that is not a secret. Donald Trump did go on his plane, going back and forth from Palm Beach to New York when his plane was broken. All right, yes, there are pictures of Trump and Epstein at different events. That does not mean any criminality. So it's not a far stretch to consider that Trump's name is in those files. Now, the DOJ has refused to release further records despite previous promises, and yet Ghislaine Maxwell now has the ear of powerful men in the Justice Department. This is just a legal development. It is a tectonic shift in the Epstein saga. The questions now, who are the 100 names? What did she reveal? And is a pardon already being engineered behind the scenes? The dam is cracking. The secrets are no longer safe. ABC reporting. Look at this face. Oh, yeah, look at all the ghosts of Epstein, all of them behind her. Yes. And it was a horror show, according to Bucky. Trump's former lawyer, now deputy AG, spent 2 days calling Ghislaine Maxwell and handed her limited immunity to spill 100 names. And he says that's not justice, that's witness protection for predators in power. Well, we talked about this yesterday, okay? It was Senator Blumenthal who floated this idea that Trump could give her a pardon. Well, you know what? That's a question we have to wrestle with. Are we willing to give Ghislaine Maxwell full immunity and a full pardon in exchange for every single one of those predators? Would you do? I mean, wait, okay? What's the cost benefit here? What are we going to get as a nation? All right? One who helped to perpetrate those crimes, or all the people on that frickin' list that could topple governments, finally having justice for those victims. Which would you want to have? It's a very difficult question because she was part and parcel to those crimes and she was convicted for them. But if she talks, and we get the list, we get the names, and she confesses everything, you tell me, guys. You guys tell me. Okay, so let's listen to David Marcus, who is the attorney for Ghislaine Maxwell.
Could answered all the questions truthfully, honestly, and to the best of her ability.
There is every reason to fear that Donald Trump.
Now that is this obviously Chuck Schumer.
To fear that Donald Trump could offer Ghislaine Maxwell a pardon in exchange for silence or even worse, phony exoneration.
Answered all the questions truthfully.
I want to know, what do you guys think? And here, this is totally bizarre. This is just as bizarre as it gets. Just in, a mysterious object spotted in space could be a hostile alien spacecraft slated to attack our planet in November. Harvard astrophysicists tell New York Times this comes just hours after Trump said a Harvard president is on the Epstein list. Yeah, if you ask me, like, somebody got a picture of Elon Musk's Starlink satellites constellation. I don't know, guys. Oh, is that a space alien? Is it coming for us? Let's see what this says. Atlas is not an alien spacecraft. Multiple scientific sources articles provide that was an interstellar object. It's a comet. It's a comet? Or is it our date with destiny? Here we have more. Ghislaine Maxwell attorney David Oscar on what happened today. This is a clip with a gaggle outside of, looks perhaps the prison. Let's listen.
Hey everybody. We finished for the day. We started this morning right around 9 o'clock and went to now lunchtime, and we're finished after all day yesterday and today. Ghislaine answered every single question asked of her over the last day and a half. She answered those questions honestly, truthfully, to the best of her ability. She never invoked a privilege. She never refused to answer a question. So we're very proud of her. We're proud of how the process has worked over the past day and a half. I will say this. She has been treated unfairly for the past 5 years. She didn't get a fair trial. We're still appealing to the Supreme Court. We're going to be filing a reply in the Supreme Court on a petition on Monday. Remember, people have questioned her honesty, which I think is just wrong. Remember, a juror lied to get onto the jury, admitted to lying to get onto her jury. She did not get a fair trial. No prosecutor even mentioned her until Epstein died. So we feel that the process for Ghislaine has been unfair. She was denied bail. She was treated worse than an animal in jail when she was first held, woken up every 15 minutes. So we're just trying to get through the process where we are now and get her some relief. So that's where we are today.
Do you feel like you're going to get some relief as a result of the conversations you've been having the last couple of days?
We don't know. We don't know how it's going to play out. We just know that this was the first opportunity she's ever been given to answer questions about what happened. And so the truth will come out what happened with Mr. Epstein, and she's the person who's answering those questions.
And could this affect her appeal in any way?
We don't think this will affect her appeal. We're appealing on a very important ground, which is the government at the time promised her that, promised Jeffrey Epstein that any potential co-conspirators would not be prosecuted. And so she deserves that promise. And I'm surprised. I don't think President Trump knows that the Justice Department took the position that that promise should not be upheld. President Trump is the ultimate deal maker. He knows that a promise made on behalf of the government should bind the government, and so we're hoping the Supreme Court agrees with us that when the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of Florida promised that no potential co-conspirators would be prosecuted, that bound the Southern District of Florida.
Are you looking for a new deal here?
This is not the end of the story. What are they saying over here?
Maxwell told them yesterday. Ghislaine Maxwell.
Let me just get the point here. Ghislaine Maxwell gave the DOJ information about 100 different people.
100 people, Ghislaine Maxwell told them yesterday and today. Her lawyer says she answered questions about roughly 100 people during her meetings with Deputy Attorney General and former personal attorney to President Trump, Todd Glass. CNN Chief Legal Affairs Correspondent Paula Reed is with us on this. She is tracking all of the details. Do we know anything else about what they discussed, Paula?
Well, we're learning a little bit, but there's still more questions than answers. We know the two sides met today for about 3 hours. After talking through the day yesterday, once again, her lawyer said she answered every question that she was asked. She did not invoke privilege. And when really pressed on exactly what she's being asked about, the lawyer said that they've asked about every single possible thing you can imagine, but then revealed that she was asked about maybe 100 different people. She answered questions about everybody and did not hold anything back. I think that's sort of the biggest headline we've gotten out of these meetings so far.
Ghislaine Maxwell told them yesterday and today.
Oh, yeah, baby. The dam is breaking. From the creators of Alligator Alcatraz, immunity from pedophile. Ghislaine Maxwell received limited immunity during meetings with Deputy Attorney General, according to ABC News, as we just disclosed. Let's continue. We have more. Here's the Fox News angle.
More transparent. New at 2, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche's meeting with convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell has ended. This as critics are calling for more transparency in the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. Welcome back as we have 2 of America Reports. I'm in New York, and Bill, great to have you here today.
Great to be with you as well, Sandra. I'm Bill Malugin in Los Angeles. John Roberts has the day off. That meeting Sandra just mentioned just wrapped up moments ago. Maxwell was escorted back to the prison from the courthouse in Tallahassee. Her attorney said they had a, quote, productive meeting with Blanche, but details of their talks still remain under wraps right now.
All right, Fox Team coverage is at the ready. Chief legal correspondent Shannon Bream is live here in New York City, standing by with analysis. Let's get to our justice correspondent, David Spunt. He's got the latest from Washington for us. So, David, what else did Maxwell's attorney say?
Well, he said a lot. We wish we could be in and hear what was said in the actual meeting. This meeting was a lot shorter than it was yesterday, but this was a two-day event. The highlight, though, it appears that her team wants a pardon. Watch.
We're going to take one day at a time. I know that's very cliche, but it's true because things are happening so quickly. We haven't spoken to the president or anybody about a pardon just yet. And you know, listen, the president this morning said he had the power to do so. We hope he exercises that power in the right and just way.
Wow. But the president leaving the White House today was asked directly about a pardon or commutation of
Do it too, Deputy Attorney.
And you heard the president's response. Oh, we're not going to ask for one right at this moment, but yeah, they're going to work towards it. Here is, okay, so this person says he is going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell and clear his name, isn't he? So everyone is like implying Donald Trump's guilt. That's what everybody wants to. That's what all these Democrats are so happy to say. Let's release the list because they think that Trump is going to get implicated in some sort of nefarious scandal with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, President Trump has already declared, "I'm not going to the island." Yada yada yada. Like this guy, he's going to clear his name. Let's see what President Trump said here. This was on 7/24 of 2025 at 5:32 p.m. The radical left Democrats are doing everything in their power to distract and obfuscate from our great 6 months of service to America, results of which many are saying is the best 6 months in presidential history. They've gone absolute crazy. You're playing another Russia hoax, but this time under the guise of what we call the Jeffrey Epstein scam. As things are revealed, and I hope will take place quickly, you will see that it is yet another Democrat con job. Hopefully the grand jury files will put an end to this hoax. Everyone should see what is there, but people who are innocent should not be hurt. Make America great again. So as he's referring to the grand jury situation, the grand jury, the judge, the Obama judge refused to unseal those records. We're going to wait and see if there's an appeal, if there's something else that's actionable. But remember this moment? Oh, here's Slick Willie. This is an amazing moment. I remember when this clip came out. This is Julian Moore, Juan Moore News, who was able to score a question on Bill Clinton about the Epstein case. Check this out.
Bill Clinton.
Any comments on the alleged allegation of your connection with Jeffrey Epstein?
Got 100. Yeah, I think the evidence is clear. I mean, you look at his face. Look at his face document. when he is asked the question. Watch Slick Willie. I'm gonna play it in slow motion. Okay, there's his handler. He's listening to the question. He's like, "Oh man," he said, "Epstein." He says, "Get out of here. We gotta go." And here he is. He's like, "Oh, Epstein." In his mind, he's looking. He's thinking about all those girls. He's like, "Oh yeah, that was such a great time with all those kids." Oh, Slick. Look at him in a moment of reflection before the cameras, thinking about all those visits, all those massages, all those secret meetings. Yeah, who will ever forget that moment? Let's check in back with the president, though, because this is a longer clip that I think needs to be played in full. We're going to get to Pat Harrington about subpoenaing Maxwell in a second, but I want to play, let's see, there's a longer version as well. Okay, this I think is the longer version here.
Interview going on. Todd Glass is a great gentleman. He's a great man who's a great lawyer. He's got a great heart. But he's over there now. I don't know exactly what's happening, but I certainly can't talk about pardons.
Can you trust what she's telling him? convicted trafficker who's eager to get out of prison.
Well, you know, he's a professional lawyer. I think he's been through things like this before. But, you know, you should focus on Clinton. You should focus on the president of Harvard, the former president of Harvard. You should focus on some of the hedge fund guys. I'll give you a list. These guys lived with Jeffrey Epstein. I sure as hell didn't. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, should so be part of
You hear like what he said there. He gave you a list of people that he knows. Oh my goodness. Let's check in with Alex.
Epstein. 20 days ago, when the current Epstein firestorm broke, I told everyone President Trump had given the orders to have them shut down the investigation. And I speculated why he was doing that. People said, you're a traitor. He didn't order it. Now it's all admitted he did. But I said it may be because he believes the new bad it'll bring down the market because of all the corporate and governmental leaders involved, mainly Democrats, like the head of Harvard and Bill Gates and others. And now it's come out that that's exactly the case. He threw down the gauntlet today. The video's posted below just about an hour ago, while boarding Marine One. And he said, no, I've got a list of who actually lived with Epstein, who stayed with him and everything else, and we'll just go ahead and release all that. Yeah, he's had it all, folks. He's whatever Comey and the rest of them didn't destroy. But there's been a lot of different investigations. So I told you, I've researched this for many, many years. I mean, the Epstein thing for 20 years. One of the first ever cover did. When I've been checking into Trump for over 10 years on this, found nothing. So it was so uncharacteristic to have him say, shut up, don't look at it, you're not MAGA if you do this, which would blow it up so big. And some people said, okay, this is, million D chess. It'll make the Democrats all freak out and blame him, and then he'll release all the horrible stuff on the Democrats, the corporate leaders. He could have already done that. He obviously made the decision that it was too destabilizing for the country and the stock market to do it. And I've talked to high-level folks, and they said, yeah, I was right about that. It's not because he's implicated. There's the recycled stuff, fake Jane Does, claiming that Melania was basically a whore that worked for Epstein. That was all lies. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff they put in there to piss Trump off, but now end up bringing it all out. Just watch. And I've been saying that's what he needs to do. That's what I've been advising the president. Roger's been advising him to do. And so we are tomorrow's news today. And this is good news. Trump needs to release it all. It's got a few poison pills, some recycled crap in there about him. But the real meat and potatoes is Bill Gates and the rest of them, and Bill Clinton and Hillary and their known human trafficking, the Clintons and the rest of us. So this is huge news. I'll be live in about 50 minutes here on X.
Love you, Alex. Love that. All right, let's check in with this clip from, this is Representative Pat Harrington. Says subpoenaing Ghislaine Maxwell was a powerful move and the first step to handing over everything she knows about Epstein to the American people. Listen.
Obvious reasons, but I think we should.
Maxwell, what say you to that? Think's good?
Yeah, I think it is good, and I think we should subpoena her. We obviously did. It'll be interesting to see that feedback. I don't think that we can take it with 100% trust, obviously, for obvious reasons, but I think that the American people deserve a chance to hear her speak, and I think that they'll get that opportunity. So I think it's a good positive development for something that has been very, very cloudy and murky, and incredibly difficult, if not impossible, for people to understand.
Yeah. Subpoenaing Ghislaine Maxwell. Here's Scott Jennings roasting Jamil Hill for her tone-deaf response in the Epstein case fallout, reminding her this is not a game.
Kind of smoking gun. But the fact is, because of how he used this conspiracy theory to further solidify himself with his base, they're not going to buy whatever he says. So now he's got to produce some kind of smoking gun. And if there isn't one, nobody's going to believe it. So I'm just very satisfied by seeing him make such a huge unforced error.
I have to say, your use of the word delicious to start your comments, and then you're saying that you're very satisfied. But, we are talking about a situation here where young women were abused. This is a tragic case. Maxwell's in jail because she helped traffic the women. This is a very, very tragic case. I see Democrats and people on the left taking great political delight in this because they don't care one bit about the victims. They only started caring this about 5 minutes ago. They only started caring 5 minutes ago when it was a cudgel against Trump. So this kind of language where we just sort of laugh about the situation but forget the underlying issue, the victims here, to me, it's beyond the pale.
But the fact
it's beyond the Bill Scott Jennings nailing it on the head as usual. So huge developments on the Epstein case today, and we're going to keep tracking this. And we got this. What is this, Tim Burchett? Sorry, no, false start, false end. Where did you hear about Tim Burchett? What did he say?
Who are his? Yeah, I would hope that we could get to the bottom of it. I want to know the money trail. I want to know who employed was Epstein a foreign agent, who was his, who are his benefactors. I want to know the way that they access these children. I want to know names of the people that were involved. I don't care about people who flew on his dadgum plane. President Trump has stated multiple times he flew on his plane. As a matter of fact, he banned that dirtbag from Mar-a-Lago over 15 years ago. I'm tired of hearing people trying to pin Trump to it. Trump has been out front saying that he knew the guy, and he banned him from Mar-a-Lago. Each in the same circles. It's just like me. I know a lot of dirtbags myself, but I would hope that we could follow the money trail and just see where it all leads. And hopefully in all this, and I warn people, we need to protect the name of the innocent. Then they were children at the time that were raped, over 1,000 apparently. Yeah. And I've been told we bring down governments and places all over the world. Well, if they're built on this, dadgummit, we ought to bring them, because they are, to me, they're doing business with the devil, and I'm sure Mr. Epstein's dealing with him right now.
Wow. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. Now, this is it, Patriots, the moment that we have waited for. Ghislaine Maxwell isn't just talking. She's singing like a canary with her tail on fire. 100 names. Think about that. 100 people connected to Epstein's operation, and she's giving them all to the feds. No more sealed files. No more protected princes. No more Hollywood perverts hiding behind publicists. And Trump's ready to drop the list. And you better believe Bill Clinton is sweating bullets with his 28 flights on the Lolita Express. The media is trying to spin it. Jamil Hill's having meltdowns, but they can't stop what is coming. And Tim Burchett just warned us this could bring down governments. Good. Let them fall. So here's my question. Do you believe that Trump will actually release the full list with zero redactions? Yes or no? Hit the list. Let's continue the conversation and grab your next news merch from the merch shop. Help us expose President Otto Penn. Support Alligator Alcatraz and pick your favorite member of the administration at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com, where you can trigger a liberal today.